So the result of paraphrasing, example number 2, could be like what we have now on the screen. This is only one way of rewriting or paraphrasing the passage or the paragraph read a little earlier. According to Jacques Cousteau, the activity of people in Antarctica is jeopardizing a delicate natural mechanism that controls the Earth's climate. He fears that human activity could interfere with the balance between the sun, the source of the Earth's heat, and the important source of coal from Antarctic waters that flow north and cool the oceans and atmosphere. And here is the way to document the reference mentioned earlier. So, as I was saying, you can see here that we have not only changed the words, replacing them by synonyms, but we have also changed the structure of the sentences. Instead of using a direct subject, verb, object sentence structure, we can use clauses, we can use phrases, for example, time phrases, prepositional phrases, in order to change the structures. So you will be using all the information that you have studied in your writing classes. Now let's look at the main ideas that are put here and where they are put. The purpose of putting this slide is to show you that we don't have to stick to the same order of the main points as mentioned or as found in the original passage. We can change the main points. We can put main point number 1 as main point number 3 in our paraphrased paragraph. So we don't have to stick to the order of the main points, neither do we have to stick to the details, but definitely the details follow certain main points, so we have to be aware of this. I'm going just to cite an example here. For example, the Antarctic is the vast source of cold on our planet. Now, where is this part, the one highlighted in yellow, in the first sentence in the paraphrase? It's not mentioned here, but you will find if you go back to the paraphrased passage that it is mentioned here in the second sentence, middle of the second sentence. So again, this is just an example. You can study it on your own, seeing how the order of the main points has changed. I mentioned at the beginning of the lecture that there are different strategies for paraphrasing, but actually when you come to what each one says, you will find that they almost say the same thing. These are just different wordings, and the most detailed one that really helps in achieving successful paraphrase is the RAB strategy, which I have explained in today's lecture, adding more advice from different resources like the Golden Rule, like the do's and don'ts, and also trying to analyze the examples that I have taken from the web, simplifying paraphrasing and adding my own analysis in order to help you paraphrase. So just for your own knowledge, let's see what is the para strategy and what is the 4 R's strategy. The para is taken from the first syllable in paraphrase, the word paraphrase, and as you can see, P is for put the text in your own words, which is the last part of rap. A, avoid copying the text, taking it as one part of the strategy, and this is something we have stressed in putting it in your own words in the rap. Rearrange similar text. It has something to do with the rewriting and how you put the main points and the details. You can rearrange that, and it is advisable to rearrange it so it will look different from the original. Ask yourself if you included all the important points. So as you can see, more or less, it's the same thing, just stressing in the naming of the strategy a few things that are already included in the previous one. Now, what about strategy number 3, which is the 4 R's strategy? R is for reword, replace words and phrases with synonyms whenever you can. Rearrange says rearrange words within sentences to make new sentences. You can even rearrange the ideas presented within the paragraph. Realize that some words and phrases cannot be changed. Names, dates, titles, etc. cannot be replaced, but you can present them differently in your paraphrase. I think this is important, and that's why I have put it in red. This puts some sort of an additional information to what we have been discussing. We said, earlier that terms, scientific terms, or specialized terms are to be kept, and we can put them between inverted commas. But here I would like to make use of this piece of information that names, dates, titles are not to be replaced. Recheck. The 4th R is recheck. Make sure that your paraphrase conveys the same meaning as the original text, which is keeping the content of the original passage. So as you can see, more or less, they are the same, the different strategies. Before ending today's lecture, I would just like to say something about what you might find when you search the topic online. You will come across what is called paraphrase tools. I've tried to look at one of them and help you understand what it is all about. If you just look at the example that we did together, I put it on this tool about the sopranos, and look at the result. The sopranos, the mob, was considered one part, and it was replaced by treble and the family. Can you imagine? Mob here is replaced by family, which is of course totally wrong. Okay, second one might be okay. Instead of family, biological family, it was replaced by fellowship, which is again wrong. Site, website, okay. Track, rail is wrong because we don't mean here track, which is like the train track. We mean, to try to search for material about somebody. So rail is completely wrong. So this is the result of one of the electronic tools. And it says here, well, this paraphrase is poor because, but what to expect from the automatic tool. And what is the purpose of making you suffer and go through all this? Is to reach the final conclusion that you shouldn't trust tools, hire an editor. Okay, so it's advertising their editor services. So you're not advised to do that, and even if you find that another tool is okay, there is always the problem of not being 100% sure about plagiarism. You don't know where the paraphrase passage has come from. So I don't really recommend using the tools. I recommend learning the strategies and practicing them.